guys, before we get started with this video, I would just like to say if you're enjoying my content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and give that notification bell a big ol' smack for me. It helps the channel out a lot. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to another video. So this video is sort of serving as a part 2 to the free Schlep video that I made that absolutely blew up. And this is also kind of another video that is dedicated to like a message to all the groups that I make videos at. Games like Frappe, you know, Boba, Washies, all of them, even if I didn't specifically name them. Because I think that they all need to be informed of what's going on and how they need to properly react to it. And I'm not even doing the properly joke here because this is pretty serious stuff. So it's very important for you to understand what's going on with the Schlep situation. So if you are not caught up on that whole situation, it is probably one of the biggest issues in Roblox history. There are many YouTubers going over it. There are politicians getting involved in it. Chris Hansen himself came out of retirement just to get involved in it. So yeah, it's a very big situation. So if you're not aware of what that situation is and what it means for Roblox as a whole, please do go watch any of the YouTube videos that are going over the situation. I made one myself, so if you want to hear it from me, I will leave a link to my video in the description. But you can also hear it from plenty of other YouTubers and other big names talking about it. So please get educated on it and understand what it is, okay? Alright, so now that I'm certain that everybody who's gotten to this point knows what the situation is, let's go ahead and talk about it, okay? So first off, let me tell you guys about what happened when I went to Frappe yesterday to record another video. So I was going to make a second video in a row at Frappe. So I joined the game, you know, doing my normal thing on my alt account, and I happened to come across an avatar that somebody was wearing that seemed kinda inappropriate. It was a person with a furry suit on, with a harness on their chest, pretty much like on their chest and their stomach, and, you know, and they were standing on a table kinda dancing around provocatively. So I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Why don't I go ahead and report this to the admins? But funny enough, there was admins standing around nearby, like admins of the game, not Roblox admins, but like, you know, the game's admins. Because in case you don't know what these cafe games are all about, like they have admins that are in the game. They have members of their own community who serve as admins, and they're almost always in games. So there were admins literally standing nearby and not doing anything. So I told them, hey, there's an inappropriate avatar over here, and they didn't do a thing. They said that there is nothing wrong with it. Now, before I go any further, you know, if anybody wants to say, oh, Barney, are you saying that just because the guy was a furry? No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just the fact that he was standing on a table, dancing around with a harness on that was very clearly meant for inappropriate reasons. Like, if you see somebody dancing around on a table with a harness on their character, the way it was on that character, it's pretty obvious what it's being used for and what is being implied there. So I went ahead and I actually reported this to 3 of the admins, 3 of them, and all of them said the same thing. Oh, we don't see anything wrong with this avatar. Now, luckily, I recorded everything from start to finish, so I had video evidence of everything that went down. So what I did is I went to the Frappe Discord server and opened a support ticket so that, you know, higher-ranking admins can take a look at the situation and hopefully do the right thing with it. So a higher-ranking admin did answer the ticket, and they did watch the video. It's a private video, so you're not going to see it, at least right now. And they took a look at that, and they said, oh, well, you know, it doesn't look all that direct. You know, it doesn't look like there's direct, you know, inappropriate stuff going on there. That is literally what they said. And I said, well, do you not see... Well, I didn't say this, but this is what I was thinking. I was like, did you not see the way he was dancing on the table with the harness on? Like, it's not, I don't think it takes a genius to understand what he was trying to imitate there, you know? Like, so what this admin did is they are basically sending that video around to the other HRs, the other high-ranking admins of the group, and they're going to make a decision at some point about that. At the time we were recording this video, they are still, you know, investigating it and talking amongst each other and are going to make a decision. But I decided, you know what, I'm making this video now before they even finish, because I think this serves as an example of, how not to react to situations like this. And why am I doing this now, of all times? Well, because this is right in the middle of this schlep situation. And after Roblox basically came out and defended child predators on their platform. I mean, they literally got angry at Schlep because he was, collecting the personal information of, these child predators so that he could get them arrested in real life, and is preventing him from ever predator catching again. So how do you think, child predators and weirdos that, want to put inappropriate material on Roblox are feeling about this right now, seeing the platform itself basically protecting them? They probably feel very empowered, very emboldened, and very protected. So I think that as a result of this whole Schlep situation, we are going to see a massive increase of people with bad intentions on the Roblox platform, and that includes games like Frappe, Bloxton, Washies, wherever, right? So I believe that the admins of these games, all of them, need to be aware of this and need to be prepared for it. Especially since, they have access, or at least, the higher ranking admins have access to the API ban feature that, detects when someone is attempting to evade a ban, right? So they have the tools needed to take care of these people. And the only thing stopping them is, if they might not be aware of how serious this situation is. And that's why this video is being made. Because this video is a message to all these games telling them, hey, there is going to be an increase in inappropriate people with inappropriate intentions that want to do inappropriate things to your, impressionable young members of your community. And you need to be aware of it and ready for it and take appropriate action against them. Because Roblox is not going to do a single thing. They're not going to lift a finger. And if it happens on Discord, I guarantee you Discord's not going to lift a finger either. They're just about as bad as Roblox is, as far as I'm aware. So the responsibility falls on these games, MR, HR teams, probably more so the HR teams, to, spot these situations. And if they can't spot them, then when they are reported to them, they need to handle them accordingly. And they need to handle them quickly, efficiently, and brutally. They can't show any kind of leniency to people that are doing inappropriate things in their game. Now, just a dude dancing around in a harness and making kind of implied inappropriate stuff is not the worst it can get, but still, the fact that they said that, at least the admins in the game were saying they don't see anything wrong with that avatar. At least the admin in the, Discord support ticket said, hey, it's not really directly bad, but then you have admins in the game who said there was nothing wrong at all. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy that there are admins that have that much of a lack of common sense to not see that. I mean, again, these are the same people who think that standing in a virtual avatar is the end of the world, but still, I think that, it's one thing if you have a lack of common sense about, understanding that standing in a virtual avatar is not going to kill you. It's another thing when you have such a lack of common sense that you're willing to allow people that are doing inappropriate things to just get away with it and potentially weird out or even harm, your young, impressionable members of your community. That is where I draw the line, and where everyone should draw the line. And HRs of these games, you need to inform your MR teams and inform each other about the increased threat that is going on all of Roblox right now, including your games, and you need to be ready to deal with it should the situations that I'm talking about happen in your game. Because I'm telling you, it might happen. It's very, very probable that it will, because these predators, these weirdos, they feel protected by Roblox. They feel like they can do whatever they want, and Roblox isn't going to do a single thing. So do you know what that means? It's your responsibility now. It is your job to protect your communities, and you can't be lenient. Like I said, you can't just sit here and look at these avatars and say, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with it. If you see even the slightest hint that anything inappropriate might be going on, no matter how small you think it is, if it's even slightly inappropriate, you got to take action on it. Because I feel like if you let the small stuff slide, it'll eventually start getting worse and worse and worse. So you gotta cut it off at the source. Cut it off at the source before it can grow. Alright? Don't wait for it to get worse before taking action. Cut it off right at the source. That's what you guys need to do. So if you see inappropriate avatars, inappropriate gestures, inappropriate talk, just get it. Get it immediately. Don't be lenient with these people. Knock them right out. Get them right out of the game. Get them right out of the game. And if, these are people doing worse stuff, don't just server ban them. Don't just P-ban them. Use that API ban feature that Roblox gave you. Alright? And if you're an admin who doesn't have access to the API ban feature, tell your bosses who do. Go to the Discord or the staff chat, or if you're friends with any of them, go to your DMs with them and tell them about the person, provide the necessary evidence and everything, and get them to API ban them. Because child safety should be your number one priority. Should be everyone's number one priority. It's not Roblox's, so it's gotta be yours. Alright? It's gotta be yours. And if you're like a lower ranking member of the group, or if you're just somebody who plays these games and is not a member of the group, and you see, inappropriate stuff happening, you gotta report it to the admins. You gotta report it to the admins. Also report it to Roblox. I mean, it's not gonna work, but still try. Report it to Roblox. Use the report abuse feature like they tell us to do all the time. It's not gonna work, but still, do it anyway. And report it to the admins, because, the admins are around, but they can't always see everything. So they need people making reports, with evidence, of course, to them, so that they can deal with it. So with a combination of the community that is alerted and aware, and is willing to, report things to admins, and the admins taking appropriate action against these things, we can have a very safe and protected, community of games, even during these very, very dark times on Roblox. So I think that these games need to alert everybody about the increased threat of, inappropriate individuals. Admins, lower ranking people, just regular players. I think that these games need to come out and make a public announcement saying, hey, there's an increased threat going on right now, and here is how we want you to deal with it. What we want the admins to do, what we want just customers and regular members of the games to do, and members of the Discord to do, and how you can go about doing it, and provide them with, resources they can use to report these, individuals to them. Remind them of the ticket system. Tell them that, hey, the admins are going to listen to you when you report them. And of course, remind everybody to provide evidence and everything. So yeah, empower your community to moderate itself, because Roblox will not do it. And Discord won't do it either. So you guys need to moderate it yourselves. And it's your job to do so. So if a community is working together in harmony on this, I'm telling you, you guys will be much safer and better off, even in these very turbulent and dark times that we are entering right now in Roblox history. So, yeah, I'm really hoping that maybe I will see some public announcements come out in these Discords as a result of that. Maybe even make, like, group shouts. See what you can do about group shouts. I mean, that might be a little more difficult because, everything gets tagged and everything, but definitely in the Discords, at least. At least do it in the Discords, because everybody needs to be alerted and aware and know what, needs to be done about these individuals. Anyway, I think that I've got the point across. Hopefully, we'll get a response from some of these games. Maybe owners of games, developers of games. I'm really hoping that they get this video. So if you are friends with any of the owners or developers of these games or high-ranking members of these games, please do send them this video, because I think it's very important that this video reaches their ears. Very, very, very important. And like I said, if you don't know about the free schlep situation, please go check the video that is linked in the description. I go ahead and talk about it in great detail. There's plenty of other YouTubers and big names talking about it as well, so if you're not aware of that situation, please go get yourself educated on it. Anyway, I think that's where I'm going to call it off for now. Sorry for, the long and serious video and the increase of serious videos on, this channel lately, but, it's a pretty important topic. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.